want to hear what you had to say. Maybe we can circle back on just how did you pick your niche, and just tell us a little bit more, because we weren't hearing you as clearly. Now you can hear you perfectly.
Right. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out where my background in software security would be the most beneficial, and I kind of leaned towards SIEM engineering. Like that has like a heavy interest in the back of my mind, as well as also some IoT um, security development. I think I think I want to concentrate in the SOC for a while, and then maybe branch out later on.
That sounds great. Awesome. Well, so happy to have you back. You look great, sound great. We have so many
Appreciate
questions,
it.
so we're just going to start running through them. Francesca, if you want to take this next one.
So the next question is, what is one technical challenge in cybersecurity that you find particularly fascinating or exciting, and why should students be aware of it?
I
There is
really think
there is
that.
a lot to learn in cybersecurity. I think there's like if you are a student, the challenge, the initial challenge, well, one of them might be actually figuring out what career path that you want to take, or what path within cyber that you actually want to delve into further. There's like a lot of choices, and there's many paths that you can go, and some lead to other paths, and some might be best to take prior to doing other um, I would say practices within the cybersecurity umbrella under it. So I think one of the most initial things that you should figure out is kind of like what your goal is, and then figure out the path to achieve that goal, and figure out like what you need to traverse down that path with all of the choices that are under the umbrella of cybersecurity.
I think that detection engineering is a fascinating um, cybersecurity challenge, technical challenge, and mapping back to MITRE. I think initially it can be really daunting. It sounds super scary, sounds big words, but once you practice with it a little bit, and the more you practice with it, you'll really understand that it's not scary at all. It's actually super fun, and you make a huge impact when you're able to successfully map something back to MITRE and secure or improve a business's security posture.
Yeah, I would say hacking, because a lot of people think hacking is very difficult and it's technically very challenging, and then people keep trying that, and people think like by seeing movies, oh, we can hack this like within 10 or 2 minutes, the way we all say in movies. But it really takes sometimes months and sometimes years to find the vulnerability where we can, like, inject our payload or something like that. So it takes a lot of time. It's not like just within few minutes or seconds we can hack some servers or some organization. It's not like that students have to understand. And at the same time, I have seen, like, when I started learning about hacking or ethical hacking, a lot of students, like, they really learn super quickly. At the same time, being ethical is very important in hacking. That's very, very important. Like, a lot of students and young generation like me, they really faces this challenge being ethical in that. So they have to understand that part. Whenever you're learning something, make sure you use it only for good, not for bad, because the way you're hacking, some other person can hack you and get you. They can caught you as well. So you have to be careful about that part. So I feel hacking is like most challenging, and students have to be aware being an ethical hacker, not like illegal hacker.
And just for me, really quick, I would say, in my opinion, automation. That's something that's big currently right now in our cybersecurity landscape, and it's a whole new world for me specifically. So as I've been learning my cybersecurity skill set, automation has been big, and it involves writing out code on different platforms, getting API keys to be able to communicate automatically. So it's a lot more involved, but very fascinating. And once you get it to work and actually see the proof of concept working, it's very rewarding.
I love that. Okay, so let's get to another question here. It's what advice would you give to someone with a non-technical background? who wants to enter the cybersecurity field, and which certifications or courses have the biggest impact on landing a first role. Now, I think you might need to parse that because some of that may or may not be more technical.
For someone non-technical that wants to traverse down this pathway, I would say learn the basics. Like, you want to get networking, you want to have an understanding of networking and how computers talk to each other and the OSI model and things of that nature. Like, you really need to understand the basics first before you get further into um, cybersecurity itself per se. So you want to have like a very well-grounded understanding of the basics. And then there's like certain certifications that you should aim for, and probably other ones that you should not try immediately. My suggestion would be, what is it, ISC2? They're still offering free CC certifications, and that's like a good base level certification to go for. There's also the Google Cybersecurity Cert, and the thing about that is that's also a good baseline certification to go for. But they also, at the end of it, they also offer a bit of a discount. You get a discount voucher to go for your Security Plus. So if you can line up your CC certification, which will give you a good segue worth of knowledge to go into your Google certification, your Google cybersecurity certification, that will segue as well into your Security Plus. And those are, I would think, a good baseline certifications that can open the door for you. Like, once you get Security Plus, you can start actually looking for a job. You might not get hired immediately, but you have the basic ground level certification under your belt that you can actually start looking for a job. So for someone that's non-technical, trying to get into the field, I think that might be like a good pathway to embark on.